Okay, what's up everybody? Welcome back to yet another vlog, and this is my YouTube channel if you're watching, and I appreciate you tuning in. So I've got a lot of points and topics to touch and discussions to go through, so I'm gonna try and speak as fast and sufficient as possible. So first of all, my previous vlog, I think many people really interpreted it completely wrong, and that's not my problem, that's their problem if they don't exactly know how to interpret my exact words. But to clear things is, I don't think he's a cheat. I don't label him as a cheat, and I don't think his disqualification was completely fair. So I'm just gonna leave it there. Anyway, shit has been going down in this comment section, and I'm gonna read you a quick line from some of the stuff. Well, look, it is hilarious, and I say this because trolls are good for my channel. It helps the channel grow. It makes me more popular for the YouTube algorithm. So like I said, if you guys want to troll away, I enjoy it. Makes the channel grow faster, and you're helping me a lot. However, try and respect other people as well, but it's clear that some people don't do that, and that's why we call them trolls. So I'm gonna read you a small comment section. Some of the stuff is really quite funny. I haven't even read through half of the comments because there's over 200, so whatever, but listen to this. So yeah, the one guy says, well, yeah, we can see you studied law by the way you speak, and then the troll replied, ha ha ha, you must be so dumb saying stuff like that. Whereas the other guy replied, yeah, right, pal. Then I went on, another guy commented, you clearly just a Cameron fan, buddy. You've replied to most comments and think you know the best, mate, just shut the fuck up. How can we be friends when you talk to me like this? Not cool. I would pinch the shit out of you. Another guy replied, he probably has a picture of Cam under his pillow. Oh, Cam. See. Whatever. And then this guy says, I'm no fanboy of anyone, I just use the comment section to talk righteous. If I was speaking up for the chicken sacrifice of Kaparot, I would just say I have chickens under my pillow. Fuck, I don't know what that means. Then another guy goes, what the fuck are you on talking righteous? Bollocks more like. You're a complete and utter tool troll. Then again, most trolls are more intelligent than your gobbish shit self. Okay, so that's how the comment sections look like at times. Anyway, I'm just trying to see the positive in everything. Some of this really cracks me up some days, so it's quite funny. Going on to other news, Florian Chenesal went on saying in an article I read on Cycling News that other riders actually congratulated him for taking a sucker punch at the big German after the race, and that he regards him as a very dangerous rider in the bunch. Okay, so do we all start dealing out sucker punches to riders while they're busy on TV interviews if we regard them as a dangerous rider in the bunch after we've crashed? Note, after we've crashed ourselves and the riders behind us who also crashed. So actually then they should be punching you because ultimately you crashed them as well. But I would love to see him then take a swing at Peter Sagan. The reason I say this is Peter Sagan is high up in the hierarchy, and riders tend not to look for trouble with riders higher up than them on the hierarchy, normally. And a lot of people regard Peter Sagan as quite dangerous in the peloton. Maybe it's not dangerous for him because his skill is so amazing, and he's got the skill that many riders would probably just dream of having. Whenever Peter squeezes past me in a small gap in the bunch, I let him pass because I know he's not going to keep me up. I've got respect for him, and he's been incredible bike rider, and yeah, it's part of racing. You have to decide whether you want to sometimes fight the guy when he comes past, but you also have to look where the guy is on the hierarchy. So I'm not going to go into that topic exactly, but that's just as a water rider, I want to quickly give you a short explanation on that. So riders congratulating him on punching a guy on international TV from the side while he crashed himself. I'm going to leave it there. Let's talk about my blood values. So as a water rider, we get tested more regularly, and as time has progressed, we get tested more often out of competition. In competition still a lot, out of competition we actually get tested more than in the past. Adams, we're here on the 30th of September, and I'm going to share some of those blood values with you guys. Yeah, they do test in Andorra, even high up in the mountains if you're curious, so no hiding from the doping authorities. And in fact, I have been tested more in South Africa than in Europe, for the people that say we don't get tested in South Africa or Africa. So here goes, here are my values. The three main values that I'm going to touch on is your hematocrit, hemoglobin, and off score, which is basically kind of your electrolyte percentage, which has to do with the immature, your new red blood cells and old red blood cell ratio, and through those three things they create ABP adverse, an analytical blood passport, ABP, and with that they can see some anomalies over a certain period. However, we have seen that some people who were caught doping later on after testing positive had absolutely no real signals on the ABP. Blood passport, which the expert could pick up, so it does have its flaws, but generally it works quite well. But we also don't know where the real dopers are, if they are ahead of the testers with newest research and manipulating their blood values and use of prohibited substances. We don't know, but I'll try and be as transparent as possible and share this with you. I'm not going to share all of my data with you, but I'll share the basics with you. And then after this vlog, I'll finish off with the explanation of what all the blood values means and how it can make sense to you, what values to look at if a rider is doped. And it's really complicated because for each rider it's different, and the anomalies is not comparable, the blood values are not really comparable, the numbers aren't comparable. So that's why they need a history of your blood passport so they can compare it to your unique self.
When you feel like you're nothing, but you wanna be something, yeah. Well, all you really need is hope. I just want you to trust me if you wanna be something. Yeah, that's right. Let's go. Yeah, when you're feeling down and you're out, like you got nothing but doubt, you're alone in the crowd, just trying to figure it out. All of this cloud and this money got you feeling left out. Listen up to me now, every word that's out of my mouth. Wake up, it's me. You're gonna follow your dreams, or are you just gonna be another cog in the sea? You feel the hope in this beat, yeah, the hope that you need to proceed and be exactly what you want it to be. I feel right and I'm proud. Hype and I'm...
Got my lovely wife here. Hello, Mandy. We're gonna show them Andorra.
Yes.
We're going to show the people all about Andorra. Hello. So we're done with our first coffee stop of the day. There are many more to come. Heading off from Val d'Incles now to La Mansana because there's a cafe called... Still here on the vlog with us. Enjoy the journey with us.
Like you're nothing, but you wanna be something, yeah. Well, all you really need is hope. I just want you to trust me if you wanna be something, yeah. Then all you really need is hope. Take a look in the mirror, are you seeing some fear? You hear the voice in your ear, can you start to see clear? Are the bad thoughts near, or can you be where your feet are when you stand right here?
Okay, so check out this view here behind me. The town that you see down here is Canelu, and it's the closest town to, well, Soldeo is the closest, but this is the second closest town to our house, and this is also where I come to gym. So it's around about 1,500 meters above sea level, which also greatly benefits my regular training base or training, because I benefit from the oxidative stress because of less oxygen in the air. But It's another debate for another day. Volta a España stage 9 or 10 came up here. This is called Ordino, and see at the top right there, that's Mirador Ractalquer. We're going to show you a view up there. There's an amazing coffee shop up there as well, and enjoy the views. Dating, but to be honest, it's really actually for water riders a super easy climb, to be honest. Nothing special, no steep ramps, and just averages at 6-7%. So your very basic entry level world tour climb, if you're wondering. And we're almost at the top of Col d'Ordino.
Oh God damn, you made me feel sweet. And if I'm losing my mind, would you lose yours with me? You made me wanna melt like butter in the pan. It's hard to keep my cool knowing I'm your man, so let's spend some time wasting it away. Your love is like music, you went to change the game. We're breaking all the rules, our star signs don't match. Issues, trying to prove I'm with you. I'm gonna miss you. We'll hate to see you go. This time we just go slow. We'll truly dim my heart, but it's only time apart. Yeah, in no time we gon' be right back. Right by my side like a monkey on my back. It's been a ride, we know we need done. I guess you need the lows to know when you're up.
Okay, so just park there and we're gonna chill in the van, having a look over this view while having a picnic, if you want to call it that. And then I'm gonna talk blood values. So sorry for keeping you guys waiting that long. And here's another cyclist passing. Most important of all, a nice baguette and Also, the most important of all, a super nice view.
And if our time is ours to waste, to leave behind a better place, then I need nothing more than life with you. Yo, it's hard days and it's hard months. Sometimes I don't know what to say, hits me all at once. My pride is getting in the way and I'm on the run. Scared that things are gonna change, what will I become? No, I can't take it sometimes. That's why I dive into rhymes, that's why we dive into lies. We digging deeper inside, we try to keep up with life. We hide our pain from the light, do what we can to survive. But no, I won't let it take a hold of me. Find my passion, make it happen, I'm gonna take control of me. Not reacting, taking action, I can feel it pulling me. A hole so deep, my soul will need a passion that comes over me. Yeah, I won't hide from mistakes, cause if I try, that's okay. I'm learning life every day, I'm 25, still the same. When I was 9, thought okay, I'll figure it out one day. Get peace of mind, I'll be sane. If our time is ours to waste, to leave behind a better place, then I need nothing more than life with you. And if I was the one to stay, would you still spend this time with me? When I go, I want nothing else but you. Yo, they say to be where your feet are. I just listen to the beat, try to restart. I just listen to the beat like it's your heart. So far, I can't seem to let down my own guard. Yeah, I'm defensive for a reason, hiding all my demons, affected by the seasons. Sometimes I just feel like leaving. I'm sick of all these feelings, I'm sick of always dealing. Yo, you say that I've changed, but you've changed. All this pain in my veins is from the things you say.
Back to the three main things is your hemoglobin, hematocrit, and off score. So just to give you a brief example, is normally my hemoglobin is around about 15 to 16, around there, which is decent, not bad. As you train, that does go down. The same with your hematocrit in a way. So we know 50 is the benchmark. So in the past, riders always doped and they didn't want to go over 50, but also going over 50, your blood gets really thick, which is really dangerous. So you remember a lot of the pros dying in their sleep or getting a heart attack because the blood's just way too thick, and that's it. But also with your hematocrit, it can go up really high, up to 47, 48, 49 when you're really dehydrated, because then your blood concentration level is much thicker. Whereas if you're hydrated, it will probably be normal. And then altitude and living at sea level can have a huge impact on that. Really hot days will have a big impact on it, whether how long you were standing before, if you were sitting before the test. All of those type of things will have impact. So normally my when I'm kind of well rested and not over fatigued, I've got a good hematocrit around about 46 to 47, and then when I'm racing and getting tired, I tend to go down to about 44, 43, and then when I'm sick and having race, it can even be lower, and through a Grand Tour it can go all the way down to 35, 37 when you're completely smashed. So it's really difficult to just look at the hematocrit and say anything about it. You have to compare it with past results. And then the off score is basically the following. To give you an idea, a normal range for the off score is around about 80 to 120. I'm just giving you a number, I'm not going to give you the explanation of what that number actually means. But that's kind of the range, what they look at in your blood passport, which is quite normal, which means there's not really any anomalies in that range. Anything that then starts going over 120 can start indicating some manipulation of the blood or blood doping, blah blah blah, but it also doesn't mean you are doing anything wrong. Reticulites and your hemoglobin are used in conjunction to kind of get the off score or relationship between the two, which ultimately equals to your off score. Reticulites, hemoglobin are combined to then create a number which is called your ORF score. Hemoglobin, you know, the oxygen carrier, which picks up O2 up in the lungs and then carries it to the tissues. Reticulites are immature red blood cells, which of course then carries the hemoglobin. Their lifespan before maturing is round about 1 day from what I've heard, which then means at any moment a certain percentage of your red blood cells are reticulites. The rest are mature red blood cells. This percentage is really important in picking up those anomalies, and take note, compared to your previous results, not another guy's results. So the opposite is true for your hemoglobin. Here the withdrawal of blood is categorized by a fall in HB or hemoglobin concentration, while the reinfusion of blood increases the HB or hemoglobin levels kind of like acutely. These things are used to calculate the ORF score, which is a ratio of hemoglobin and reticulites. The ORF score is of interest because it can pick up the withdrawal of blood as well as the reinfusion of blood, which will ultimately kind of result in like the reticulites falling and the hemoglobin level rising. So there's a lot of markers that they look at, which the experts obviously know what to look at, and there won't always just be one expert, there will be around about 3 experts. So I hope that this kind of gives you ideas going on. If you guys really enjoy this blood value stuff, perhaps I can draw up some of my previous blood values, share it with you. But one thing I want to make very clear is that I've had terrible blood values and I've performed really well, and I've had really great values and I've performed really shit. So, but more so with good blood values, I've performed more consistently well compared to really low blood values. And it has to do with your circadian rhythm, if you want to call it that way. We know certain people go well certain times of year. Some people take a slower build up. Some people rush through their base training. Some people get sick if you're on antibiotics, if you pick up a virus. All those stuff works with your body's rhythms, and sometimes you just hit a peak when you don't kind of expect it at all. Yeah, that's just life, and sometimes it just doesn't make sense. So anyway, hope you enjoyed this vlog. I'm Willie Smit, and cheers.